1. In lane 3, we have Leo Nolan from Loretto Aquatic. In lane 4, Lachlan Riccini from Melbourne Swimming Club. He's done a lot of racing this weekend. And in lane 5, we have Jeremy Coleman from DVE Aquatic. And so the boys are in the water. Great reaction time from Lachlan Riccini off the blocks there in lane 4. But it is Jeremy Coleman who's just out in front by a body length in front of the other two boys. So Leo Nolan in lane 3 is 12 years old. Lachlan Riccini, 14, as well as Jeremy Coleman, 14 years of age. So entry times were around that 19 and a half minutes to 20 and a half minutes for Leo Nolan. So let's see what the boys can get. If they can get around, 19 and a half, that would be amazing. And Jeremy Coleman looking nice as he comes into the first 100 metres. So these boys have 30 laps that make up 1,500 metres. So really important to pace themselves. They would have done a lot of training in the pool. It is about fitness, but it is about your own race. They're not going to be looking at the boys next to them. It's pacing themselves, stroke counting as they head up the pool, making sure they've got a rhythm with their breath and sustainable energy output so they can last the 1,500 metres with their efforts. And if it comes down to a bit of a sprint, they can make it, but also to be able to just try and surpass that qualifying time. We've been hitting a lot of PBs this weekend, which has been super exciting. Some of them have been shaving off 10 plus seconds, and that's definitely doable when you are in a 1,500 metre race. It's the attention to detail across the turns, across the amount of counts you can get in with those laps that will add up to shave away seconds off that time. So plenty of time to do that in this race, which is why the longer races, the distance races, are quite exciting when we have athletes out there. So 200 metres down just here, Lachlan Riccini just behind Jeremy Coleman. So that split 2:25.89, 9.8, and that's pretty good. He just needs to keep on track for that.
We'll see what happens later.
And so it's a beautiful morning here at MSAC. It's only around 20 degrees. Yesterday it was so sticky and humid, about 33, sort of thick air. Swimmers already probably warmed up before they popped into the pool, but hopefully everyone has had a good night's rest in, houses and accommodation that haven't been too hot for them, to be able to have a good night's sleep, because recovery is super important. Swimming multiple races this Metro weekend meet, and all in preparation for our state championships coming up in the next month and a half. That's the first competition of the year for our Metro Tramps. See, we had in Wangaratta last weekend our regionals on, which went really, really well. And it's just nice to have everyone back here at swimming and at MSAC. It's been a couple of years prior to last year, and then last year sort of went full ball, but it's allowed our swimmers to have a first year of a cycle of training in the seasons, which is great to see. It means, we're going to see performances improving. We're going to see some, peak times and PBs for some of these swimmers. And that's what it's all about. It's all about our swimmers doing their best. These guys here in the pool right now, 12 and two 14-year-olds, And it's a long way. They've been training, though, absolutely, spending lots of hours in the pool, looking at that black line, and just also getting mentally prepared. It's been short course season, so short course means that the still would do, 1,500 or 800 or 200 meter races, but the pool is halved to 25 meter lengths. Whereas here with our long course Metro Championships, the pool is extended back out. It's amazing the technology we can use here at the pool. Back out to 50 metres, which is why it is called long course and short course. So back in a long course season, first competition here in Melbourne. And so just hitting a third way through our race at the moment. So it's 500 metres as they hit the wall. Jeremy Coleman, 5:36.10. Lachlan Ricciani, 5:40.6. And Leo Nolan will be coming up to that too. So that's looking pretty good. If they're aiming for, around that 19-minute mark, they've got a little bit of time to spare. So times that 500 metres by 3. And that's our 1,500 metre race. So a third of the way, they're looking good. If they can just hold that, they're going to be able to, look, if they hold that at that similar time, they could even, take off 30 seconds to a minute off the clock, Jeremy Coleman and Lachlan Ricciani, the way that they're going. So let's see what they can produce. And here we are at our 800 metre mark now. Jeremy Coleman, 8:47.62. And Lachlan Ricciani is only 3 seconds behind. So he'd be pleased with that. This is a long race. 3 seconds is not very far. Leo Nolan coming in behind. As I said, they're racing their own race. Leo Nolan, a little bit younger, only 12 years old. So that's what they expected with his longer qualifying time, but doing fantastic. And that's what this is about, this meet, and just being in the pool or back in the pool, first time doing 1,500 metres. It's the experience. You need race experience. race experience is fun. This is what you train for and have goals towards. So it's good to see the boys in the pool doing their absolute best. So coming up to that 900 metre mark. So 600 metres to go in this race. So they're over halfway here. They're past that point. At the 500 metres, they did just touch over that 5-minute mark. So let's see when they reach to 1,000 metres after this 100 metres, what their times are approximately, because I'm excited. I reckon they'll be taking time off their qualifying time. So Leon Nolan in third at the moment. His was 20 minutes, 22 seconds. So was always, going to be behind due to his qualifying time and age, being 12 years old. The other boys are 14. So Lachlan Ricchini qualified with 19 minutes and 30 seconds. And Jeremy Colin in lane 5, 19:34. So 4 seconds in this race is nothing. It's going to come down to the line, I reckon. And looking nice and smooth. You don't want to overdo it yet on that kick. The upper body is doing the work. You're in a rhythm, and then it'll be that big kick sort of sprint in that final 100 metres when you want to pick up that pace. So coming to our 1,000 metre mark, let's check out these times. So Jeremy, lane 5, 11:19:33, and then 11:28 for Lachlan. Now, that's really good. That is fast. They've just about, I'm pretty sure they've gone under the time for that first 500 metres. They've been faster in this second 500. So let's see if they're approximately, 5.5 minutes for this final 500. But yeah, those PBs, those qualifying times are going to be passed for sure. Looking forward to that. And nice and steady, and that should do it. The pool, not much of a glare on it, which is nice. It's a bit of an overcast morning here in Melbourne today at MSAC. And hardly any wind. It is really still around us. So the pool will be nice and clear. Now Lachlan Ricchini still keeping Jeremy Coleman in his sights. He is 3 seconds behind, and as we said, 3 seconds isn't a lot. We've got our lap counters from all of our clubs at the end of the pool as well. Thank you to those guys, because we can't do it without you. And as the lap counters say, they've got 7 laps to go. Flipping it over now. We've got the music pumping here at MSTAC. It's good vibes all around this morning. Watching on our teammates saying go. Hopefully they can hear them. Some of our swimmers do, some of them don't. They're in the zone, and that's what I reckon Jeremy Coleman and Lachlan are.
If it's not
Lots of goes from the crowd. Keeping a rhythm as well. Remember, someone had a drum once. Didn't think that was allowed, and it got taken away. It's understandable. But yeah, great event here. It's so good to be back in 2023 at MSAC. All of our clubs out and about. Lots of junior clubs doing well, and then lots of bigger clubs also with lots of entries here, and that's what we want. We want more participation, more race experience for our swimmers. Jeremy Coleman looking nice and strong. There is only 200 metres left. They are at the 1,300 metre mark just here. Let's check out where the boys are in position. So, Lachlan Ricchini sticking with Jeremy right there. He's still 3 seconds behind, which is what he has been the last 400 metres or so in this race. He'll want to slowly start to come up and make a move. You can see he's trying to increase pace with his arms and that upper body. Not too much of the kick just yet. Now lap counter up there has flipped. 3 to go. 150 metres left in our race, and Lachlan will want to just turn it up if he wants to pip Jeremy there. Still 3 seconds behind. Jeremy Coleman is holding. Lachlan is chasing though. I feel like he's moving up slightly. He's at the tips of the toes of Jeremy here. And here comes a big kick from Jeremy Coleman. He has turned it on. He wants to get a nice push off that wall, a bit of power. What you put into the wall is what you're going to get out of the wall. And it has been well worth that extra surge of energy, because he has pushed out in front of of Lachlan. Jeremy is in front. That was that final lap whistle just there. Just over 50 to go now for our two boys in lane 5 and 4. And we were talking about those times being smashed. It is only 18:15 right now. Final 50. And yep, Jeremy has pushed out in front with the use of his legs by 5 seconds in front of Lachlan. Super excited for these guys. They are swimming their absolute best. What superstars. Massive 1,500 metres. Coming into the wall now, not losing any pace, Jeremy Coleman and Lachlan Ricchini. So Jeremy Coleman, 18:52.11. Lachlan Ricchini, 18:56.72.